back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode. Today we're talking about the self-proclaimed super mayor who's been going viral all over these internet streets. But just the other day they had a meeting and things got physical. Let's take a look at the clips. We're gonna come back and talk about it.
All right, so man, there's so much. I didn't want to say nothing, but I really didn't like how you disrespected the newly elected trustee. But what I want to say is it's clear that you got questionable spending habits. You got a failed business venture. Your restaurant was deemed nasty. And it's proven while you're talking about her education, we can't even verify yours. But since you sold for women, I really already knew by the way you handled Fania. But for you to sit up here and disparage that woman after giving her that fake ass congratulations in the beginning because you thought you was going to get what you wanted. Here's the thing. I want to educate you. Stephanie Wiedemann is a 20-year employee, and ain't none of her business ventures ever failed. On top of that, she serves as a chief of staff, and she didn't fuck her way to the top.
No man can turn down this pussy.
She's efficient in budgets and don't hide her deeds. She is efficient in organization. She served as a temporary interim executive director for the Dalton Park District until she stepped aside to help her daughter become something you'll never be, which is a married woman.
Okay, so that clip was from the town hall meeting, and that was an activist. I believe his name is Jedediah Brown. Now, the reason he went off on her is because this lady has had so much drama dealing with corruption, stealing funds, resources, bullying people. She got a long list of alleged, well, I don't even want to say alleged. She got a long list of grimy dealings that goes back like 2 years ago. Let me show y'all the rest of these clips.
Tiffany Henyard is at it again. Despite being plagued by numerous scandals, the corrupt Dalton mayor has announced she's running for re-election. Henyard announced her bid in a recent Facebook post as she seemingly refuses to step down. An investigation conducted by former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot earlier this year found that the village is over $3.5 million in debt and also raised questions about spending on village credit cards. Henyard is also believed to be at the center of an FBI investigation into her alleged rampant spending on the taxpayers' dime. And more recently, the mayor was served an eviction notice at her home, where she and her boyfriend owe more than $3,500 in rent. Not only is Henyard's leadership driving the village into the ground, it's also putting a divide in the community. Last week, opposing members on Dalton's board held a meeting in a different area to accommodate the crowd. Henyard and two of her allies still tried to hold a meeting at Village Hall, but had to cancel because not enough trustees showed up.
As you can see, the board did not show up, and these are the things that the residents are tired of. When we sit here and we set a schedule to attend a board meeting, their jobs as legislative councils to show up.
The Attorney General recently told the board that meetings at Village Hall weren't legal because they violated the Open Meetings Act. Henyard eventually made it over to the other meeting, but was booed out.
Just to be clear, since y'all were making all that noise, just to be crystal clear, I am here to appoint my police chief, my village.
Last month, a judge blocked Henyard from being able to make appointments to village posts without approval from the trustees. Since the meeting, Henyard and her two allies have filed a lawsuit against the other four board members, saying their gathering outside of Village Hall was illegal. Henyard has also received a handful of lawsuits herself. She was served during a meeting just last week.
Okay, thank you. You sir. Anytime. Appreciate it. I guess anything else? I get sued all the time. Y'all stop it.
Henyard received over 80% of the vote when she ran in 2021. She says she has no doubt the people of Dalton will give her their overwhelming support, saying they know the truth. Henyard is set to face off against Dalton board member Jason House, who's part of an initiative called the Clean House Slate.
We've seen all kinds of spending, countless spending on Vegas trips, first-class flights, luxury hotels, and fine dining, all on the taxpayers. We've also seen $1 million a year of security following around one individual instead of being on the streets where they belong.
And her daughter moved away to Texas, and when her daughter moved away to Texas, she went to help her daughter. But I done heard about 4 or 5 people tell me how they had to take care of yours. And so now you've been a half-ass mayor. But if you wanted to get up here and earn some respect, then you should have been able to respond to Lori Lightfoot's report about credit cards. You want to talk about them not coming to work, but we've been hearing about what you've been doing while you've been at work, and I'm going to give away the rest of my time because I think on behalf of the Black Cookout Association that we would rather take a vote that we're going to exchange your black ass for Stephanie to be the new member of Congress. So all those in favor say, all those against it say nay, all those in favor say aye. You gone, bitch.
You raggedy bitch.
Okay, so I had to cut that. Obviously, I couldn't show that because of YouTube's guidelines, but basically there was a board meeting or hearing or something to that effect, and this woman obviously was voted out. She held 2 seats. She was the mayor, and then she held some other type of political seat in this township, and she was just doing what she wanted to do. She was just blowing money, and basically once the activist Jedediah Brown finished saying what he felt like he needed to say, her boyfriend, the former mayor's boyfriend, and him kind of squared up, and there was a physical altercation. It's even alleged that she herself got into a physical altercation as well. But again, I cannot play the clip in its entirety due to YouTube's guidelines. So all of this drama has been surrounding this lady for a while. People have been talking about her spending, her trips, her lavish lifestyles that's all been paid for with their budget, the city's budget. And we all know she ain't the first or last political figure to misappropriate funds. I remember here in Detroit, it was a big thing with Kwame Kilpatrick, with some of his spending and strippers and things of that nature. So it's nothing new. But the biggest takeaway for me personally, when I started hearing about the super mayor, was the fact that I noticed something in the healthcare profession about women being in charge. And that's what made me make this video. I've noticed that when women are in charge or in management or leadership, the majority of the time, not all the time, the majority of the time, things are not necessarily handled correctly. These women lead with their feelings and emotions and want to one-up somebody and have like a power trip. And that's what I see here. This reminds me of some of the directors of nursing and management that I've encountered, where it's like, I used to sit back and think to myself, men should be in leadership. And not that I'm even being biased, but some of these women come to work with their personal lives, with jealousy amongst other women on a power trip. And I always thought they should have men be the directors for my field. And this resonated with what we've seen with this mayor. Again, not to say that men don't misappropriate funds. Again, I gave the example of Kwame Kilpatrick. I'm just saying this is something that I've noticed in my industry. And y'all let me know about the industries that you guys work in as far as women being in these leadership roles and positions and them tanking things, them not knowing how to manage properly, getting in their feelings, leading with emotion. You took and abused these people's money. I seen a report where she spent over $200,000 on Amazon packages, the billboards, the private security, the flights, her hiring her little boy toys and getting them on payroll, getting 6-figure incomes. And this is some small township type of stuff. These ain't no big cities. Again, the amount of debt and abuse led to an FBI investigation, and the former Chicago mayor, Lori Lightfoot, had to lead the investigation, and her findings came back that this woman was corrupt. So I just find it sad, because you got to think about the people, the taxpayers' dollars. We all be upset about how that money be used and misappropriated. When you ride down the street and you dealing with potholes, ain't no rock salt this time of year. Sometimes you have street lights that ain't on. You got to call and report this. When the rains come hard, the sewers back up. This is what these type of funds are for. But no, you have people who want to wear blonde wigs, keep their hair wigged up, all this makeup, the fancy clothes, to just abuse the system, and then want to shame people with the whole "we all black and we supposed to be down for each other" rhetoric that she was spewing at some of these town meetings. So shout out to the citizens of Dalton for speaking up against this woman and getting her out of there. Again, I know she's not the first or last. It's not like men don't do the same thing. I'm just highlighting this because I have noticed it in my own profession. Women in leadership need to be minimized. We do not need a lot of women leading states and townships and countries and businesses and organizations, because women are weaker than men. And I didn't say that. That's from the good book. women are weaker than men, and it shows oftentimes, not all the time, when it comes to taking accountability in these leadership positions. Leave me a comment. Let me know what y'all think about Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard and how she has turned this town upside down. Leave me a comment. Let me know what y'all think about the topic. As always, I appreciate the love and support. Till the next time, I will catch y'all on the next episode. Peace out.